Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at FX Master Goal. I've seen obviously a few videos online now and seems to be a lot more talk about happening in different channels and stuff like that. So I decided to have a look and see what I think about getting involved in the project. Obviously less often am I going to be jumping into projects now without doing my own deep research and find out as much information as I can. So make sure you stick around to see what I find. Here we are on the FX Master Goal website. It's a gold trading, copy trading strategy platform. So it's not necessarily obviously directly linked with cryptocurrency in a way. So it's something different than the normal projects that we're looking at. First off the bat, our goal is to reach 15% profit weekly trading, just trading gold obviously, which would be an extremely high amount you get. They have a profit share, and here you can see if you profit $100 they earn $20. So they're using your funds to copy trade obviously, and then they take a small percentage off the top of it, which is acceptable, and obviously of course they need to make money and how they operate. Just before I go any further into this, there's going to be elements to this that I might have got wrong. Information maybe mightn't be 100% accurate if just from my own ability, maybe not being able to some things. So if you think something I mentioned in this is wrong, let me know in the comments. I'd love to find out more information from other people, what they think. Again, this is not advice, this is just my own interpretation of what I think of the platform and basically how I'll decide whether to get involved or ignore it basically. So as I mentioned there, 15% weekly. What have we learned probably over the last couple of months in crypto, and obviously I've learned massively in different projects, is it's very hard to get a fixed weekly profit. Now I know they mentioned our goal is to aim is to reach 15%, so I suppose that in itself is, plus they're not saying we're guaranteed 15% profit, but technically they should have our goal is to reach 15% profit. They'd be better off to just put a range here for people not to lure them in with the 15% profit weekly. I know some users are getting that and probably getting much more than that, so fair dues to them for getting it obviously. So I know my limited knowledge of trading in general, I can't 100% be sure of this, but with trading bot that I'm using, I'm getting nowhere near this. So I know these are not using trading bots. I don't think it's actual copy trading of gold. So 15% would be nice. Obviously the rest of the website is pretty much self-explanatory. It's simple and straightforward to understand what they're doing with the project. You can start. So this section is probably the most important part, is starting right now. Obviously there's no normal DApp that you deposit funds or contract you deposit funds into. You have to work it through a broker, and in order to get a broker you have to set up the broker account, verify yourself, deposit funds to it, and then you link the broker to this. Now for the rest of this video I'm kind of going to be going through both sides, the broker and FX Master Goal. I'm not 100% sure, are the two obviously owned by the same, or obviously is the broker just a completely separate entity? So if one turns out to be poor and the other is good, the links, it's not saying that they're both going to be bad. So again, it's my own overview of what I think going forward. You learn a lot basically from a website, I think, of how responsive it is to things. Look, at the end of the day, these guys here, they're trading, they're saying invest in them, they're going to get up to 15% profit weekly. Their goal is, you'd expect the website to be obviously operational, perfect, no real problems with it. Now maybe that's just me, but if this is your capture page, basically you want things to be working smoothly. I know some of these links down here, they don't work. When you click contact us, brings us back to the top of the page. Contact us brings us back down to the bottom of the page. there should be some sort of form here to contact or some help support, considering how advanced everything has gone with AI bots and stuff now, that you'd be expecting that to happen fairly quickly. You have the service button, leads you nowhere. So again, these are minor things. Straight away, they're not red flags for me. They're just things that I think, it's very lazy. If they're lazy on the website, where else is things being lazy on? So if we go next now to the broker, so obviously to get involved in FX Master Gold, you have to set up a broker account, and you open an account with this one called Absolute Markets. Probably this is where I start to have more problems about the platform. The biggest thing as mentioned over on this is that they're copy trading. So they're trading gold basically. They're using it through a broker, and obviously they're using MetaTrader 4, MT4, which is a Forex commodity trading platform basically. And you have to obviously download that as well to be part to have access to it, I think it is. So the biggest problem here, and I know it's been mentioned a few times, is straight away there's no trading license for the company. Now, I know people will be, well, look, you invested in other projects and they had just similar stuff, bots. You were going on the word of a developer of bots. This is where I'm trying to change how I get into projects going forward. It to me is straight away, it's a red flag. There's no trading down at the bottom of it. There's no license number. They have a registry company number, but I think that can be pretty much gotten very easily anyway. However, a license is something that can't be got as easily anyway. So they have no license is the first big red flag for me on this platform itself. I suppose the next big thing, and I came across another YouTuber a long time ago about this, and I had to go through a load of different YouTube videos again to kind of find it. But if you look down here where the company is, Absolute Markets is registered. So obviously now again, this is only a PO box. I understand that. I know anyone can get PO boxes, and I know most projects do that now, have a PO box when they're saying, to make it look a bit more professional. And the PO box here is Suite 305 Griffin Corporate Centre at Kingstown, St. Vincent. But if we look at Novatech, which recently has rugged, is the exact same PO box. Now again, yes, it's a coincidence. They could have just had the same. That could have been just the same company offering the PO boxes, and both of them use it. I know there's probably hundreds of other exchanges use it. I have seen a few other brokers use a similar address, and similar reviews on them of being shady and dodgy. And obviously they have no license to actual trade. So as I said, it's a major thing. I never got into Novatech. I know people made money on it. It did last for I think maybe a year or 2 years or something like that, which is much longer than other projects. But again, there comes a point that I want to help protect myself. I know from getting into projects that are potentially really risky, and at the moment this is what this is looking for me anyway. So if we go to the terms and conditions part of this is obviously Absolute Markets again. There's terms and conditions. This is probably the main problem that I find here. Termination. Absolute Markets reserves the right to terminate the usage of the Absolute Market sites at any time for any reason, with or without cause and without prior notice. Now, if there's someone that understands a bit more of the legal side of things like this, correct me again if I'm wrong, but as far as I can make out is they have the ability to shut up shop without having to do anything, give you any reason, or leave you basically in the dark. Now, I understand crypto projects are the same. They can do the same thing. It's stated in the termination. So if they close your account down for whatever reason, they can decide to close your account down, and you pretty much have no comeback on that. Your funds are gone, in the story. That's for me is a big thing. The other big thing is, again, it comes back to the website design. This whole document thing seems to be just like a copy and paste. Now, I don't mind the fact that it's copy and pasted, because I'd imagine there's a lot of companies do similar. But the simple mistake here is through Microsoft Word, they probably just used, this was probably a different company name, and they used it, replace such and such a broker with Absolute Markets name. They obviously done that, but they made a mistake by never putting a space between the word before it and the name of the company, and this can be seen throughout the whole document here. Again, it's minor, but it's just lazy, I find. Again, you see it up here, they replaced the word of the company, again forgot the space before it, so they left the no space in it. Again, up here, I know people will be saying, well, look, that's very minor and stuff like that, but again, it's my own views on it. This section here, as a condition of your use of the Absolute Market sites, you agree to indemnify and hold Absolute Markets and its third-party providers harmless from and against any of the claims, losses, liability. So as far as I can understand here is, if you lose, you can't hold Absolute Markets or its third-party content providers, which I presume is going to be FX Mass or Gold, responsible for anything. This might be common in brokers like this, because you're dealing with losses and stuff like that and trading, so you are going to lose at times, so we have to understand that as well. If we go on to the next section, which is obviously just Trustpilot. Now, I take this with a pinch of salt, really, because there's companies out there actually pay to get negative reviews on projects. So look, I just kind of use this as a base. This wouldn't be the main thing here for me. So again, you have you have 5-star. A few 5 of the 7 reviews are 5-star. You'll always have some reviews of a 1-star negative reviews. So I understand that. Again, people down here are saying it's amazing, it's brilliant. They've invested 300, now it's almost 900. So as I said, I take this with a pinch of salt here. This one here, I just looked at it because now my thought process now is starting to be a bit more negative towards the platform and going forward with it. If you look at here, the wiki FX, it gives you like a breakdown of different absolute or different brokers and stuff like that. So you can see here, Absolute Markets again, suspicious regulatory license, no regulatory, score of 1.2, no license. Again here, it is registered in the country wherever they say it's registered. Low score, Ponzi is down here, pyramid scheme complaint, and again, more red flags for it going in general. Again, we have another one here, reviews again saying how poor it is. So we have it up here. There was 6 reviews, we only got not even 1 star. Updated last year December. Again, some of these comments are going to be because people lost. I understand that people will lose, and you can't just start complaining about losing on a platform that has it that you can lose. You have your negative reviews here about it. So when it comes to the actual Absolute Markets, again, there's their address information. My concern here with them is, so far from what I've shared about it, that it is a little bit of a shadiness going on. I probably would, if it was on the blockchain and crypto related and a protocol that I could interact with the contract myself, I would probably be willing to try a little bit out just to see, could you get in and get out fairly quickly. I think my biggest problem is when it comes to this. In order to set up an account with Absolute Markets, you need to start proving ID. Now, I'm not very interested in sharing my own examples of identify verification you have to share. So obviously everyone that's in the platform have shared something like their national ID, international passport, bank statement, utility bill. Now, this is what they're saying is used for AML KYC policy, so anti-money laundering. However, to me, it looks like they're looking for this to almost build up their credibility, to say that, look, we are legit, we respect and we follow the AML guidelines. So much so that, you know, that we're willing to ask for this information before we even set up an account. If they were interested in that, they would probably have their trading license anyway for starters on the website to show that, look, they are following guidelines. I've looked at this in comparison to likes of other platforms like Plus 500 or eToro or something like that, and they all have at the bottom of the page they have different licenses, different regulation bodies that they follow. They would have warnings. Actually, eToro has that, you know, this is a risk, and like anything, your fund can go up or go down. Again, as I said, I don't fancy sharing my information like this. Everyone that is in it has shared some sort of ID here to set up the account. You know, they're opening themselves up to identity theft. If you've given your bank statement, if you've given your utility bill, again, you're opening yourself up to showing proof of address of where you're living. There's a lot of different things that you've opened yourself up to here by using this. Again, I'd have no problems probably doing this if the company looked like it was more regulated and a bit more structure to it. We cry out in crypto at times, people do it for to an extent that we get into projects that have no regulation to it, or no like DeFi protocols. We don't know who the owner is, and you know, why are we investing in projects that we can't see the actual owner? Well, not only we in Absolute Markets or FX Master Gold are wanting you to invest in the platform, they also want you to give some of your personal information. So for me, that's a big red flag here straight away. I'm not interested in doing that. As I said, I've no hassle doing that to the likes of Binance or to other eToro or some platforms like that, because I think, you know, they follow stricter guidelines. Again, I'm not one YouTuber I'm not looking for regulation to come in, but as I said, this is an area that regulation needs to be in it and is for trading like this. And as I said, it's a big red flag straight away for me. We jump in obviously back to the website here. Another concern, I found this there a few days ago when I was actually looking up this platform, but I know it's been mentioned a few times, is the expiry date on the domain. So obviously, you know, domain names can be registered very quickly, so they could be registering this now in the next 15 days. They'll get a notification saying that your domain is up for renewal. Now, I'm not majorly concerned, considering it was registered on the 2014, updated 2021, so obviously it was updated for 2 years, and obviously it's going, potentially was updated for 2 years. My concern is pretty much, why would it let it go down? It's not major, as I said, but look, it's just another thing to add a little bit of a concern to it, and something for me to be thinking a little bit more about, of why is this so close now. I have seen chats and people are involved in the platform, are looking to take out their funds around that date. Again, not financial advice, but I will be taking them out if you have funds in it beforehand, just in case, because unlike a contract, once the platforms go down, these websites disappear, we can't interact with the contract, you can't withdraw funds, your funds are gone, end of story. So again, you know, it's a little concern there for me anyway. I know this is the Absolute Markets, and then obviously we have FX Master Gold, and this is expiring May 16th of May. So again, you know, they're not terribly long timeline left on the actual dates. So you can make of it what you want. Were they both done at a similar time? Was one done at the other time? Going back to the address that I mentioned, so obviously we have the address here, and then we have the same in Novatech. I know Novatech websites don't have the address. It was taken off at some stage. This was a video 4 months ago by Paul Harringham. Now obviously he's talking negatively about Novatech, but this is the only place I could seem to get the actual address. I know this, the company offered. So you have to remember this is a broker, finance broker, handling active trades, supported countries, lots of partnerships. You're talking big money involved in going around their platform in general. So this is their this is the company that they're hiring the PO box from. It's a basic enough WordPress website. I don't know if it's just set up quickly just for this purpose of having your scammy PO box address. It may be 100% legit thing, but as I said, there's not much updates on this. If you're a company handling millions and potentially wanting to set up something legit, would you be looking here on this website and thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to get my PO box here? It just doesn't instill you with confidence straight away. Again, this is a misuse and abuse of this number. They have recognized it. So again, is this the Griffin Corporate Company coming out and saying, oh, by the way, we know this is being used and we're trying to sort this out 2020. So like it has been a known, kind of scammy address for a number of years. So, it's something to pay attention to. And then if we just look quickly at the Google Maps, so the address is pretty much in this building. You can't see any more of it. So that's pretty much the PO box is in one of these two buildings here, from what I can make out. I don't know what the area is like, but you can see yourselves what it's like. Again, it comes back to that. It just raises them little another red flag, kind of, that if a company like this is getting a PO box from the likes of a company like this, I'm a little bit cautious of it. So going forward, what do I think? So I suppose 1 second now. Sorry, now this has been a pretty long video, but as I said, I want to try and give as much information as I can so people can make their own decisions and stuff like that. So going forward, what do I think? No, I won't be investing into FX Master Gold. Do I think potentially anything about it? I just think there's a lot of red flags there, and it's something I'm trying to avoid. Now look, I'm being transparent in everything. I've been involved in projects that have rugged. I even left some down here. Yield Robot rugged, Alpha Capital rugged, Live Deposit rugged. They've all rugged on me, and I've lost money on them. But as I said, over the last couple of weeks, I've tried to change my approach to getting into platforms, what I'm doing, am I changing it? And as I said, I have to stand by my own words as well, that what I mentioned in a video there recently, going forward or something like that, I wanted this one here, so I wanted to make changes, and I'm trying to remove the risk. Now, if FX Master Gold was on a blockchain based platform, I would probably invest quicker, as I know I'd be able to interact with the contract, and I would invest a little bit quicker in them risky projects. But because it means your funds are being sent to the likes of this and they're handling your funds, I won't have any direct access to these funds unless I can withdraw it. Or unless they manually send it back to me, I think it is. So, there's not much incentive there to actually risk doing it. I know there is a referral program in place for these, not for FX, I don't think. No, there's no referral for FX, but there's a referral in place for, I think, absolute markets. So, you will see a lot of people referring, using the referral for FX Mass or for absolute markets to use the broker. They'll obviously get a small percentage of whatever is deposited into. So I think to set up the FX Master Gold, you need to have a minimum of this package. I'm nearly sure that's what it is. It's down here. So 500 is the minimum, so you need to have this package. So it's a $500 investment. I know referral, you probably I think it's 5%, but I could be wrong on that. So there's incentive to refer it. I could have easily just invested into it, referred it, and make money out of it that way. But instead, I'm trying to change how the channel grows. More transparency, more honesty, and I may get some things wrong, and I may be wrong on some things here. So I'd appreciate it if you would let me know on them. But look, for me going forward, I'm not going to be investing in FX Master Gold. I just think it's too risky. There's too many red flags there. I know people are investing in it and they are making money in it, and I hope that they make money and are able to get out of the project in time. I could be looking at this video in another 6 months and be saying, oh gosh, I should have had a guy in, I could have got out. That's always going to be the risk. I just don't really fancy taking the risk at this moment in time. Personally, I don't see it lasting too long. I think there's too much hype starting to build up around it already. You're probably seeing it in different places being shilled. You go to their Facebook group as well, and it's very bot-like, and as soon as a person comes in with anything negative to say, the comments are removed. And I think the other kind of thing for me I don't like is I joined into their into their Telegram group. That's gone on me now. Yeah, so I joined into their Telegram group, and I have it here now. So that's probably the big thing I don't like straight away on this is I joined into the Telegram group, and obviously they're showing everything, what the profit they made. But the thing about it is you can't actually react to any of the things, so they have reactions turned off. Now, I presume it's going to be because it prevent people, scam or putting, the poo emojis or whatever else it is, or thumbs down or things like that on it. But it's not a major thing, but it's just another little thing that points me in the direction to kind of like, look, I think I'll be avoiding this one. So that's pretty much it. Again, sorry it's a long video, but I'm trying to make sure I have enough information before sharing it, and I don't want it to be sharing with half-ass info. So if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but just let me know in the comments that back it up with some information as well. Don't just say you're wrong, as I won't respond to any of them ones. But if you have something that you think, look, I'm wrong on a certain element, or I'm happy to be proven wrong and pointed out that I'm wrong on it. So that's it. We'll leave it there for today's video. Hope everyone has a great day, and thanks very much for taking the time and watching. Thank you. Bye.